after a long day of computer work, and we're remodeling our basement, so I've been getting that out. And now me and the kiddos, we're gonna come up here. We're gonna pick some more blackberries. You can see behind me, this road, this is our private road. Over half a mile, all of this green that you see, almost all of it is blackberries everywhere. And this year's probably one of the best harvests I've ever seen of blackberries. I mean, these aren't even all ripe yet, but look at that. They're just plump, full of flavor. Absolutely amazing flavor this year. And these aren't even the big ones. These are some of the smaller ones that we've been picking. But they are, they're good. Great blackberry flavor. We were out here, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And for the first time, we kept going around this bend over here in the creek canyon. Hadn't been over here before. Well, I've been over there. I haven't paid that much attention. And we found some plum trees, so we're going back to see if the plums are ripe. All right, well, we're back here towards the back. This is a nice little area. I like it back in here. I know it doesn't look like much on this camera. You got a steep hill going up. That's part of our road right up there. And it just kind of disappears. And then this area in here is nice and flat. Drops down pretty sharp. And there's a creek that...
Daddy, can you get me one?
Yeah, there's a creek that runs year-round out here, and it comes out right at our fence line. And today we are out here looking for these. Let me see if I can get one. These little plums here. Let's see here.
Can you get me one? Daddy, get me one.
Looks like sugar.
Daddy, I want you to get me one.
Okay, I will. Look down here. This is one that apparently blew over a couple years ago. And it actually starts right in here. And the top of it's over there, and the kids are just picking straight out of the top of the tree. This is really nice though. These are all cedars right here. Growing up all around us. Most of our cedars right in this little pocket. Some neat old trees, about dead, mostly dead. Somewhere there's a great big old burnout cedar. I'd like to come down here and build me a little just cabin to come do some reading or chill out. There's a big old dead cedar tree, that big black one. It got burned up in the fire 3 years ago. I watched it light up. It was something to see. Look at this. Heavy, heavy with fruit. Yeah, it won't focus. Guess there's too much stuff waving around. Caleb, how are those plums doing?
They're doing really good.
We got elderberries in here. And here the creek's right there. When you get up around these bushes and these little trees right here, you're 10 feet above the creek. So it's a really nice area. I would actually like to possibly have somebody come back and do some dirt work back here and get me a nice big level pad and build us a small home back here. This is more my idea of country living. You know, a small country home. I wouldn't mind if we did without electricity, you know, maybe had a generator for when we needed it. And this would stay definitely cooler in the summer. It might be cooler in the winter because the sun is actually, we'd only get about an hour of sun, direct sun in this area. Maybe if we built up over there, we might get 4 hours of sunlight during the winter. But When you got to use wood stoves or something to heat your house up all the time anyway, I would be happy to take cooler summers. So there's nowhere out here where you're going to have a warm enough winter that you don't need heat. Is that good? That's my little girl right there, giving her daddy a plum. Ooh, that's almost as sweet as you, baby. All right, guys, I'll come back in a little bit. Well, here's a little stand of the cedar trees. There's one right here my kids are in, and then there's this one we walked around. This one got hit by that fire, and it's quite dangerous. And the sad part is, you look up, there's a lot of good wood in these trees still. A lot of good wood. This one is okay. Isn't that amazing? Not even scorch marks on it anywhere. But you come over, 2.5, 3 feet. Look at that. Look at that. That root is all that's still attached at the bottom. It burned it completely out at the bottom. You go up, looks perfectly good. It's good timber. Same here. Look at that. That's like 4 inches at the bottom. None of that's holding it. At the very bottom, there's nothing there. Maybe 6 inches of depth, and then it goes up, and up there is fine. Same here. This one here, this is actually the roots of it right here. It burned out, collapsed down, and is standing up, tangled up in this tree right here. This big tree right here, it's not burned out nearly as bad, but you can see it's been severely damaged. And that one up there as well, been burned out pretty bad. Still has a lot of strength in it compared to, well, compared to this or this or this. But something I'd like to get fixed up, cleaned up, you know. I'd actually like to get them all down, get some of this area leveled out a little better, maybe a little wider, dig a little bit more into the hill. And I really want to put a little cabin somewhere out here, even if it's like 10 by 8 with a little porch or something. Just something I can come out, maybe do some writing, you know, writing ideas of things I can do on the homestead or for work. Doing some reading, you know. It's hard sometimes to find a quiet spot where you can pull out your scriptures and just sit down and read and just not be inundated, especially, you know, we got 7 kids. And then I'm not saying I want to get away from my kids all the time. I love my kids. I love hanging out with them. I love doing stuff with them. I'd love to build a big house back here for all of us. This is a beautiful spot. But right now, with everything I got going on, I'd be happy if I could pull out the time to cut some of these trees that are about to fall over anyway. Pull out my chainsaw mill and show y'all from bringing down the trees to using the chainsaw mill to a finished small little cabin, you know. It'd be great. And there's deer over here all the time. You'll see deer and elk and pheasant and all kinds of stuff in this little valley right here. And it's cool all the time. It's always green down here. There's water. Here in a minute I'm going to take you over where some of the other types of plums are, and you can hear the water. You might hear it now, but anyhow, it's just a beautiful spot. This is where they should have built the house, not on the very top bald spot of the hottest part of the whole hill. It gets hot up there. This summer's been actually fairly nice. We went 8 weeks with no rain. That's a short drought for here. Usually it's anywhere from 12 to 16, and we only got into the triple digits for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we've had 2 or 3 months of triple digits here in the past. So this has been a cool year, but still hot, still very hot. So anyhow, just wanted to show you this little spot. I love this spot. I mean, imagine, I would just love to come in and clear all this junk out. And here's another couple of 3 big dead cedar trees. Cut all these cedars, pull them all up here, get the chainsaw mill out and start milling to build me a cabin. And you know, this would be a beautiful little spot tucked away with some trees here. Some of these cedars would still be here. And, you know, just build a little 1 or 2 room cabin, maybe a porch going off the edge right here a little bit. And nothing fancy. I really think if I can get the time to do it, I could do it in a few weeks, you know. We'll have to see. It'll be a great project whenever I get to it. I just pray I'm still a young man and can do it. I'm only 40 now, but I don't want to be doing it in 10 years if I can help it. All right, I'm gonna go find the kids and show you what they're up to. All right, I decided to come back and show you. We're picking some plums. These are, it looks like 3 or 4 little plum trees, and they're dropping plums down here along this hill. And we picked them up, and it's like just gumdrops or something, you know. I mean, they're just so sweet. And I came over here, I was gonna gently shake this tree right here. There's a bunch of almost orange. They're so ripe. These are yellow plums. They're almost orange. And for those of you who don't know about hunting and whatnot, bucks will do stuff like scraping and rubs. A scrape is usually going to be in the ground, which we don't have one here, but it'll be all torn up down below like this, and it's a big spot, and they'll pee in it. And they'll also do a rub, and they'll actually have a rub line. This rub is from probably 3 or 4 years ago. He may come back every year and do it, but this last year, that is fairly fresh. That might be this year. In fact, let's look and see. I'm trying to see if in this lighting, if I can see any hair on it, because sometimes you'll see hair from the top of their head in there. But there's a buck marking his territory. That looks pretty fresh too. Sometimes if you get right up on it, you could smell the must. And this buck rubbed it down here. Ow. And he came up on this side. Yeah, this is fairly fresh right here. See that? And he's been rubbing up this tree. And almost every mature buck I've ever heard of will do this. Mature elk will do it as well. If an elk got a hold of a tree like this, it would be 6, 7, 8 feet in the air. I've seen them take little pine saplings and just destroy them. But anyhow, if you didn't know a fun sign of finding a dominant buck for your area, this is one of them. You find rub lines, and I don't know which way his rub line is. His rub line could be going, you know, this way, side to side, from that way to this way, and we might be able to go from here, take a left, and find more rubs going that way. He may be going up this way and down. I don't know. You got to go around and you got to find them. I've actually found rub lines that were so consistent that you could just stand there and look down a line, and you'll just see, you know, tree after tree after tree, 30, 40 of them, and every one of them just ripped up, and they are aggressively marking their territory when you see it like that. So that's kind of fun. Just thought I'd show it to you before I shake this tree out. Y'all ready, boys?
Yep.
All right, here comes some plums. Oh!
Wow. 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 Look at them. Wow.
Does it taste good, Eva?
I haven't tried it yet.
Try it.
I can answer that question.
I'm going to say these are a hit.
Daddy, nom nom. Nom nom.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my little piece of candy together.
There you go. I got some more.
I just can't. I wish I could share this flavor with you, but I can't. It's just, they're great. All right, guys. See you next time. If you believe in that, doing
Wow, this is small.
if you like that goddess or fertility stuff, this is like Easter egg
Look
hunting.
how small that is, Daddy.
Look down in here, and they're falling off this tree, and they just go everywhere. Here, boys.
Look at this one. It's so small.
So small. I bet it's so sweet.
Try it.
Look at that. They're just filling up any little crevice they can find. Leave them alone. That one's rotting.
The seed.
Something got out of it.
I'll eat the good side
No,
of it.
no, no.
Put it on my
Here.
hand. Put it on my hand. I want to see how small it is.
And we may save a bunch of the seeds out of these too. What about those?
Oh, even one. I was picking it.
I will. Look at them hiding in there like little wild eggs. They ain't eggs. Those are sweet plums.